We're jumping right in to Germany, the 1st of April 2026, where witnesses saw these two suckers flying across the sky. Granted, we did have a mission to the moon yesterday, however, they checked their apps and they don't believe that that's what that was. Still very cool. Meanwhile, we got this falling out of the sky in Tennessee, March 30th, 2026. This is happening more and more often. And y'all, there's more. Like this clip from Canada, March 1st, 2026, where witnesses saw this elongated craft moving across the sky, very much like the traditional tic-tac crafts we have become used to.
It's a fucking line. Shh. Shh. Oh, what the fuck is that?
It is long rock. Look how slow it's moving.
It gets crazier from there, y'all. It's Throwback Thursday, so we're going to take a look back at some oldies but goodies. But these UFO sightings that you're going to see, they are mind-blowing. So sit back on the couch, grab a snack, and get ready. Enjoy. Norway, January 22nd, 2026. Witnesses saw these strange blue lights in the sky that honestly made no sense. Then, as they started recording these lights, they saw another set of lights dancing and twinkling around next to them. The whole sighting is absolutely wild, and I'm glad they caught it on camera. Take a look. I look at that and I'm like, are the twinkling lights separate from the blue lights? What are the blue lights doing? What's happening in our skies? And it doesn't end there. There's more from Norway, this time on Christmas Day 2025 from Hesteland. Now, this sighting is really weird. You see it in the mountain range, and people have talked about these strange orbs in mountains and hillsides, but getting it on video, it is very peculiar. And honestly, the orb, especially when it moves around the tree, it reminds me of Navi from Ocarina of Time. I'm like, is this a fairy or an alien? What's happening here? Let me know in the comments what you think. Take a look.
El 80. Este 25 de diciembre del año 2025, una cámara científica del proyecto Hesdalen captó un nuevo evento anómalo a plena luz del día. Las imágenes nos muestran una luz no identificada que aparece repentinamente en el valle y se desplaza de forma lenta y estable por la ladera de una montaña. El fenómeno no emite sonido, no presenta luces de navegación y no muestra un comportamiento compatible con drones, aviones o vehículos terrestres. El registro fue captado por la AMS cámara, un sistema automático diseñado específicamente para detectar y analizar fenómenos luminosos anómalos. A lo largo de más de 40 años de investigación, científicos han propuesto diversas hipótesis, desde plasmas atmosféricos hasta procesos geoeléctricos, pero hasta hoy ninguna explicación ha sido confirmada de manera definitiva. Este nuevo registro se suma a una larga lista de eventos que continúan desafiando a la ciencia moderna. Hesdalen sigue siendo uno de los lugares más enigmáticos del planeta. Seguimos observando.
Absolutely fascinating. And more every day, tourists hikers, mountain climbers, people out in the wild, they're capturing these strange orbs. And honestly, it makes no sense. Are these things extraterrestrial, or do they originate in the deep dark where we rarely search? Right here on Earth. There's more, including a flying saucer dropping off what looks like a human being, possibly post-abduction. But first, we jump over to Iowa, United States. This occurred January 20th, 2026. Another strange orb in the sky. And when I first saw this clip, upon watching it, I'm like, oh, maybe it's like a satellite or something. But as the witness starts talking about it and asking it to get brighter and bigger, it does? It doesn't make any sense. Smash like and check this out.
You gonna get bigger for us? Oh yes, beautiful. Wow, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, incredible. Incredible. I can't believe I just caught that on camera.
Honestly, it was absolutely stunning. So brilliant, the light. And that blue hue in the color is gorgeous, in my opinion. If you look closely, it does look like it's diamond shaped, something we've seen before. However, because of how far this object is and where the person is, it could be the sensor of the camera. Still, a very interesting sighting. Now, over in Canada, on the same day, January 20th, 2026, a strange thing was caught in the sky. Some are calling it another squid UFO. Some are likening it to a UFO we've seen before that some say is a kite. However, the witness of this UFO says they are more than sure it's not a kite. It's way too cold for anyone to be outside doing that in Canada right now. And from the angle they were at, from their perspective, it was impossible. So you guys tell me, what is this?
Okay, I'm gonna hang up for a second and call you back. I'm gonna try and take a video of it if I can. Okay. I'm gonna call you back.
Honestly, that looks really weird and almost sentient. Like the way the tentacle things move. Oh, UFOs are one thing. Gray aliens coming a little too close, I don't know. But if I saw that, I would be so scared. Next, we jump over to Naucalpan de Juarez in Mexico. Another strange sighting, January 2nd, 2026. This orb was seen flying across the sky. The witness double-checked all their apps, sky guides, satellite apps. There were no satellites and no airplanes in the sky or helicopters or anything that was supposed to be up there, which is the only reason I'm okay with what they do. They take a laser and point at it and try to get it to react. Now, I normally tell everyone, do not do that, because we don't know if it's someone that's actually flying and we just can't tell and we could distract the pilot. However, this witness did make sure beforehand that there shouldn't be anything in the sky before they tried this maneuver. Take a look and let me know what you think. This next one, also in Mexico though, is very, very weird. I'm honestly torn between whether it's a UFO in the traditional unexplained, possibly extraterrestrial object, or something man-made, something we did, because It looks very mechanical. This occurred January 20th, 2026, and it left the witnesses and me scratching their heads because we don't know what this is. Smash like, take a look.
Mira, y sí está completamente parado. Ya no se mueve para nada. Y está grande el güey. Valiendo, madre. Mira, y tiene destellos. Tiene destellos de luz. Sí. Ay, se me perdió. No, está el güey. Está completamente estático. Mira, le salió algo de abajo. Le salió algo de abajo. Como burro en primavera. Como burro en primavera. Mira, y ahí se ve el pinche avión cuando pasa. Y el otro está completamente estático. No se mueve. Y le pasó cerca el avión. A ver si pasa otro. Ey. Que es hora de salidas de aviones. Ahorita salió uno. Ahorita. A ver si sale el otro. Para ver la comparación en el tamaño. Del que está parado y del que va volando. Bueno, pues si es, ya nos tocaba.
Do you see what I mean? That it looks more mechanical in nature, less smooth and seamless as we expect the non-human craft to be. That looks like it had seams and jarring edges and like someone here made it. But it still doesn't look like traditional technology, so it's still really weird. For more crazy orbs, we jump back to Brazil, January 2026, where witnesses captured this while they were chilling outside and were very confused as to what it could be. Like the witnesses in Mexico, they checked a few apps and said that it shouldn't have been anything in the sky, so they grabbed their camera and started recording. What do you think?
Luz estranha aqui no Maranhão, pessoal. Olha aqui, ó, apareceu na minha região. Consegui filmar, pessoal, aqui já 6 horas da tarde. Olha do jeito, olha. Estão dizendo que é extraterrestre, pessoal. Estão dizendo que é alienígena. Olha aí, ó. Será o que é isso, pessoal? Parece um sol, uma lua, e ninguém sabe o que é isso não, viu? Eu só sei que dá medo, viu? Tem umas pessoas que ficou com medo aqui na minha região, do jeito aí, ó. E elas vêm se aproximando, pessoal. Vem se aproximando devagarzinho, do jeito aí, ó. Ninguém sabe o que é isso não, pessoal. Parece assim uma bola de fogo, não sei não, viu? Só sei que é estranho, viu? E ela vem subindo, pessoal. Vem subindo aos poucos, do jeito aí, ó. Eita, menina, é final dos tempos, viu? As coisas não tá de brincadeira mais não, menina. É aparecendo cada coisa no céu, do jeito aí, ó. Ela vem subindo, pessoal. Ela vem subindo, ó.
As they get bright, that's where it really throws me off. Like sometimes when I see the little lights, just like that other clip earlier, it's like, oh, well, that could be something traditional or pragmatic. And then it's like glows or expands, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell that is. Next, we have a bombshell retro clip that was recently discovered and is now being investigated by MUFON. This clip is from 1990. Filmed on a old camcorder, as you can kind of tell, but it captures this strange flying saucer in the sky actually spinning. You see the lights and everything, and at some point the flying saucer drops something off. To this day, no one knows what it is. The original witnesses were too scared to go and approach afterwards. So now UFON is going to try and get as much evidence as they can, as much data, and see what the hell was happening on that night. But guys, I want to share this with you because it blew my mind. Smash like and take a look.
It's just sitting up there. What the hell? No way. No way. Something's dropping something. Jesus.
Was that a person? Was that like some cargo? Was that slag? Like at first I thought maybe legs at the bottom, but it could have just been a weird shaped object coming out. What the hell was that? And if these things are taking and dropping people off, I think we should demand more information. We need disclosure now. It's an incredible capture on Jen and Ed's video. This burst of energy, or portal, was seen off the coast of California. Look, it looks more like a portal the way that it's pulsing. This is absolutely magnificent. Imagine how much energy is going through there. Look at it as it closes. And you see that kind of UFO right next to it? I feel like that came out of the portal. This next one was captured by Kamal Hamid. It reminds me of the Phoenix Lights, and it happened last year, just 20 miles south of Mesa, Arizona. Coincidence? I think not. This next one from southern Colorado seems to capture a ship entering a portal, possibly a Stargate. Now, I find this one interesting because before it disappears and goes into the portal, you see like this kind of like black smoke around it. I've seen this one before and I've been skeptical about it, but I haven't seen it debunked. And even Jen and Ed here has added clarity to the video, as I've tried before, to try and see if we can capture any pixelation. And it looks really good. Look, this is the clear shot. Look at that. Insane. Now, here we have a capture from Steve Nardle. He claims that there was no blinking lights and that when he zoomed in, he could see spinning in what he called an orb. He claims that while the camera can't capture it very well, when he was looking through his phone and looking with his eyes, he could see a solid orb of light with something spinning inside. He dismissed this as a space station or a satellite because of the way it moved. He also claims to have used several apps to check the stars and satellites in the area, and nothing came up. This fading light was captured by Sharita J in Sydney, Australia. Not too much going on here. She was really concerned about it. Like, they were freaking out for a little bit. The audio was butchered in here for some reason, but she did seem very shaken. Back on Jen and Ed's channel, we have this incredible Daily Mail capture. It's a metallic UFO vanishing into what seems like a blast of energy. Look at that. It mirrors this plasma ball portal. That blast of energy at the end kind of looked like what this is kind of trying to create here, an opening in space-time possibly. That looks like a wormhole. Look at the spiral in the middle. Now, both of those, they kind of give me hope that the MH370 flight that we saw before, this UFO sighting, it gives me hope that they were teleported as opposed to evaporated. Or vaporized. Evaporated. This one over in Thailand, we see a portal opening up and shooting out UFOs. Now, while I find this one interesting, it does look a lot like one of those TikTok filters. So I can't be too sure because that color looks kind of overlaid as opposed to actually being in the sky. This is supposedly a battle, right? This is apparently a UFO shooting down a U.S. Minuteman warhead. I don't know I can't really verify this one. It came from Kurt Science, who is not super credible on Twitter, but it does look super cool. Y'all, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe if you love these videos. Here we have this awesome orb kind of flying over Italy. This odd moving bad boy kind of slows down and then it changed trajectory. If you remember this one, we've posted this portal before. The reason it's back in is because Jen and Ed has actually captured another one in a different area, right? See this portal? Check out this video. This looks like the exact same type of portal. I love that Jen and Ed is also doing this because he's finding videos I haven't even seen before, and they really, like, this adds credence to the first one. It blows my mind. This object was captured a year ago by Mario Salinas over Pasadena, California. While not the most substantial on this list, y'all know I'm a sucker for some colorful commentary.
Look at there's no blinking. That's not an airplane.
I know what it is on.
And I love that you can tell Mario's out here with his kids. He's like trying to focus on this thing, but they're also excited. Like I can't imagine the chaos that was happening here.
Moving, look at it's gliding.
Y'all, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe. And if you love content like this and want to support the channel, check out our membership. We have awesome exclusive content just for members, including fun emojis, awesome badges, and exclusive videos and live streams. So check it out. You might like what you find there.
Can we go?
No.
That moon looks incredible. Now let's jump back to Jen and Ed's channel. Here we have these fascinating portals, right? Like this one's blasting energy and lighting the sky. I mean, lightning is, but it kind of looks like it emanated from the portal, which kind of blows my mind. The next one is this, what I call the Rainbow Ring or Rainbow Road. Now, something similar has been seen through the ISS. Something similar has been seen in England. We saw this in Russia way back when. This, I don't know that this is a portal or a being or a ship itself. That one is very, very interesting. I freaking love the colors. That rainbow wormhole was beautiful. Finally, we have an upload from Sherry Owen. She's near the Scott Air Force Base in Shiloh, Illinois. While I love Sherry's commentary, I feel that this could be one of our own secret projects. One of the things that, I don't know, we're hiding from the public. Granted, I'm only saying this because she does live near an airbase. And that is where they would, start doing some testing on experimental projects, experimental crafts, if you will. So I find it interesting. She said that there was some strange movement to it. It was stationary for a while, then it moved. Again, just so near a space station and not seeing fighter jets or the military scrambling, it really makes me think it's one of ours. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know, because this one I don't know, I can't put my finger on it. I feel like it is something strange, but something is telling me that it is ours. I know that's not very scientific, but I have a gut feeling that this is one of ours and not necessarily extraterrestrial or interdimensional or any of the strange things that we've seen lately. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure that you smash that like and subscribe. And if you want to support the channel, don't forget to check out the memberships with the awesome exclusive offers just for members.
Plane. This is not a star.
I don't know, I find this one so strange.
UFO sightings are ramping up, and now there seems to be a new Las Vegas UFO event with these strange elongated crafts glimmering in the sky, each with their own respective orbs literally flashing above them. This sighting is wild. It's definitely a see to believe type of UFO, and that's later in the video. First, let's start with these insane gravity-defying UAP in Argentina. This was posted by UFO 5537 on Instagram and took place February 24th of 2024. Y'all, 2024 is the year of the UFO. I'm telling you, check this out. Not only do these lights seem to come from and move in random directions, but they seem to be doing so intelligently, which is what makes it even more anomalous. And Argentina isn't the only place with strange lights. These strange zapping lights were captured literally zip-zapping out of the water in St. Augustine, Florida. This was just captured October 15th of 2024. And y'all, I know I said zapping twice, but it's literally the best way to describe this UAP event. Check this out and let me know what you think. Thank you, Think Tank, for that awesome contribution on Twitter. Now, some say that these things could be flares, but personally, I don't believe they are flares. I feel like flares go up, then they do get bright, but then they don't flash or turn off. They kind of leave their trail behind even as they come down, because usually the point of the flare is to be saved in an emergency, not to flashbang someone with a blinding flash grenade. I mean, I don't know. I'll leave that one up to you. But you know how the saying goes, as above, so below. And that seems to be just as true for UFO events, because we're not just having them down here on the ground and in the ocean. We're capturing these from commercial planes and even private jets. Take, for example, this clip submitted to Reddit by user AffectionateCal5128, which showed strange lights seen from planes over several flights in Europe over the past 3 years. Now these strange UAP don't seem to have any navigation lights at all, which rules out planes, and the user claims they're not satellite as they cross-reference these clips with satellite data. So, what do you think? Are these UFOs? Now that's a strange thing to see, especially if you're flying. So I can definitely see why they say these UFO UAP could be a danger to our pilots. And it doesn't end there, with Connect UFO Guy on Twitter posting these lights on his flight from Atlanta to Montreal, October 11th, 2024. Now these are some interesting lights in the sky. Check it out. Now make sure that you follow Connect UFO Guy on Twitter, because not only did he capture this, but on the same flight, He also recorded commercial flights going under this UFO UAP in the distance, and he captured a few other commercial craft to reference and prove that these lights are actually anomalous. And from what I've seen, they are. Meanwhile, down on the ground, Rumble_on21 on Reddit was in the middle of capturing these incredible orbs in triangle formation in Washington state. Now, these orbs are obviously in the Delta Formation. However, Rambo claims that there were 5 more strange lights in the sky, and those were set up in more of a straight line. However, he couldn't record them as he was driving, as you'll see. But he did get that Delta Formation orb of lights. Check it out. These triangle formation lights seem to be showing up everywhere. There was another recent sighting uploaded by MellyQMel143 on Twitter, who actually saw these strange still orbs as well. These are believed to also be in a Delta Formation. However, from the angle Mel was recording and the Delta Formation was in, you couldn't really capture the third orb. Still, they had the same stillness and eeriness as the other Delta Formation orbs that we've seen. Take a look. Imagine capturing that in your backyard. Like, that would be cool, but a little eerie. Eerier still, though, would be the UFOs you can capture in your backyard that you can actually communicate with. Like this amazing UFO orb from one of the Chris Bledsoe experiences. Now, this thing is just brilliant, and in my opinion, just beautiful. The way that it shines and seems to, like, obviously want to communicate with the people that are taking on these experiences. And if with these videos, I can really see why people want to do the CE5 experiments, or why people want to do these Chris Bledsoe experiences. This is just, it's so cool. It's fascinating. Like, it's eerie, but it's fascinating. Sound off in the comments below with your thoughts on these magnificent lights.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Gosh, you just light up the whole sky. Incredible.
Guys, I'm telling you, I love that brilliant purple. And the way that it kind of just shuts off reminds me of this other UFO sighting that was uploaded by Julio Consiglio on Twitter. And it shows this just incredible, brilliant light. It's really shining. And then it just goes lights out, as the witness mentioned. But it was stationary. Like, it was sitting there. If you saw it and it didn't go lights out, you would think it was just a star. So it makes it even stranger. Smash like, subscribe, and check this out.
The object, one of the objects is circled back. That was incredibly bright. That's in the northern sky, and that just went lights out. I can't count what number sighting this is. We're in Ontario, Canada. It's Wednesday, August 16th, 2023. Probably somewhere between 10:30 and 11 p.m.
Now, yes, that sighting was a little bit older, but I think it's still important and relevant. And I really do, it reminds me of that Chris Bledsoe experience and how it just turns off. But the big thing about that, about it being older and us seeing more and more of this now, is that it kind of shows us that these drivers of these crafts are becoming more and more open with actually communicating with us. And while that's exciting and true, there are some that still prefer to move in stealth. Like this next disc UFO. This is like a actual flying saucer caught by User 5 in IR. User 5 is all about finding what's creeping in our skies at night. Take a look.
Whoa. No fucking way. Holy shit. Holy fuck.
Isn't that interesting and crazy? It really makes me want to just spend a bunch of money and buy a bunch of equipment and just set it up out back 24/7. Like I want to be capturing this stuff all the time, but then imagine how grueling it must be going through all of that footage. Now, the incredible UFO video you've all been waiting for. The UAP sighting that some are calling the second Las Vegas incident. Now, in this incident, the ships don't seem to crash, but they are clear as day. Y'all really take a look at this submission by Lisa Eckrich and let me know what you think about this Las Vegas UFO.
Okay. This is in the sky. It's not airplanes, y'all. There's no building over there. What in the actual heck? I'm gonna be late for work, but yeah, I had to get this on video. The hell is that? Freddy? I think we're finally here, babe. Okay, I gotta go by.
I'm telling you, these UFO sightings are ramping up. Like, what is going on in our skies? And the brilliant, shining colors of that elongated UFO were mesmerizing, but what really got me were the flashing little orbs above them. Like, if it were just one of those elongated crafts, I'd be like, oh, I don't know, that could be some type of experimental drone where they do it like a... But the fact that it was these two elongated craft, things we've seen but lit up, and then these flashing orbs all over, I don't know, that kind of broke my brain.
The UAP task force was refused access to a broad crash retrieval program. These are retrieving non-human origin technical vehicles, call it spacecraft if you will, non-human.
UFOs are everywhere, and I don't mean that they're invading our airspace, which they are. I mean, they're actually getting media coverage. News stations like News Nation are actually covering them. We have the government taking them seriously, some representatives fighting for disclosures, others having secret meetings without telling us the information. Whatever the case, UFO and UAP are starting to become an accepted phenomenon, something that we see as fact. Something is happening in our skies and we don't know what it is. Could it be extraterrestrial? Could it be interdimensional? Could it be both? We don't know. And what's interesting is that with each sighting, we seem to get more questions than answers. And today, I'm gonna pile on to those questions with some awesome sightings. Starting with a UFO sighting in Saigon, Vietnam. It occurred on February 4th of 2025 and was posted by Duke On Demand on Twitter. When you see this clip, you're gonna see a bright light that at first I thought was maybe just a star. What is a little bit interesting and eerie at first is that you'll see, if you zoom in or look closely, these weird like specks shooting maybe off of it or just in tandem with it. Maybe they're separate orbs. And then this thing just starts moving. And I'm like, wait, what? That's not a star, obviously. I don't know what it is. So sound off in the comments with your thoughts. Check this out.
Oh my.
I guess I just found it so peculiar that it was stationary for so long and then it started moving. That's just, it's so weird. Next, we have an interesting clip. You see, on April 1st, South America, particularly Brazil, was, I wouldn't say invaded. There was like no attack or anything, but there were mass sightings of this jellyfish UFO. However, of course, the media quickly scrubbed a lot of the clips. However, the incredible Wixie, the UFO bloke over on Twitter, has found a clip of what may be this jellyfish UFO that occurred in Brazil on April 1st. It is interesting because it seems to be dropping slag, but we don't have 100% confirmation that this is from that event. Still, very strange. Smash like and check this out.
You have to focus on it. What the fuck is that?
I don't know, every time that the UFOs drop slag, I'm like, what are you doing? But I will agree that it does seem to have the jellyfish UFO features. And by that, I mean that its body seems to be elongated, where yes, the UFO jellyfish, we do often see them with tentacles. One other main thing is how they're elongated sometimes, and sometimes they appear to be like the Jetpack Man UFO, which that actually had a striking similarity to as well, in my opinion. Wixie also found this anomalous clip from Santa Monica, California. It occurred on March 25th of 2025. This, I don't even know how to describe it. Not to get biblical, but when we saw a UFO like this before, it was what was thrown out a lot. So it does remind me of like the Wheel of Ezekiel, if you will. It's just really, I don't know, it's weird. Check it out. Sorry, it's just that of all the UFO sightings, the sightings like that I find to be the strangest. Even more so than when they're doing like instantaneous acceleration or positive lift or one of the 5 observables, because like that literally, it looked like a sphere with a ring spinning rapidly around it in every which direction. What even is that? Like, I feel like that's a sixth observable. Like, it's even beyond the other 5 things. It's just so strange to me. Next, UFO Mania posted this clip from a live feed in San Diego. I guess they have cameras set up possibly for a university study or just like a weather channel. I honestly don't know. I'm going to be completely honest. But I can see from the timestamp and everything on the recording, this occurred April 3rd of 2025, around 11:30-ish p.m. And what you're going to see is this very weird bright orange orb streaming across the camera. It makes no sense. And they attempted to slow it down and zoom in, and it still makes no sense. Y'all, let me know in the comments what your thoughts on this. Check it out. Now that was weird. Not as weird as the weird. How many times am I gonna say weird? Not as strange as the spinning Ezekiel wheels thing. Oh, I can't speak. But still, it just very, very fast. Like the thing was zipping and darting across the sky. What the hell was it doing? Now that's not the only UFO Mania posted. They actually posted one of my favorite sightings. It is an older one from 2008, and it's actually kind of stunning. As stunning as it is eerie and raises 1,000,001 questions. This is the holographic UFO that was spotted in Mexico City, Mexico, that to this day has no real answer. I want you guys to take a look at this, really see what the hell's happening on this camera. Look at these beautiful colors as well, because I mean, as creepy and weird and more questions as we get, it is absolutely stunning. So smash like and feast your eyes on this.
Sin embargo, el técnico de las Águilas del América, Rubén Omar Romano, manifestó que gracias a esta equivocación, su equipo volvió a perder en casa. Armando López Fernández, Palco Deportivo.
Ana Gabriela Guevara regresa al deporte, pero en su faceta como promotora en esta capital. Los detalles serán dados a conocer este martes. La imagen de la exvelocista apareció en la campaña que lleva por título Yo sí soy capaz. No se dan a conocer mayores detalles sobre este proyecto, pero las actividades de Ana Guevara no influirán con el Instituto del Deporte de esta capital u otros organismos de derecho.
Tu derecho, mi derecho, nuestro derecho a decidir. Niños y niñas libres de violencia tienen todo el derecho. Socialdemocracia es tú tienes derechos. ¿Te escondes por no pagar impuestos? Vive tranquilo. Presenta tu declaración anual por internet. www.sat.gov.mx. Personas físicas en abril. Para que todos vivamos mejor. Gobierno federal.
En la Universidad del Ejército y Fuerza Aérea preparamos
Advierte el líder nacional del PRD, Leonel Cota Montaño, que si para el martes, para mañana, aún no hay resultados del cómputo de la elección interna, él va a concluir su responsabilidad al frente del partido. De hecho, pues ya habla en términos de que pase lo que pase, él se va. Vive. Se reforzó la seguridad en la cárcel donde se encuentra detenido Daniel Pérez Rojas, alias el Cachetes, presunto jefe del grupo de sicarios de los Zetas. El aumento de embarazos no deseados y contagio de enfermedades de transmisión sexual es cada vez más alto en jóvenes de 15 a 22 años en el Distrito Federal. Esto lo advierte la diputada Estela Damián Peralta. Aumenta el número de diabéticos en México. Aseguran especialistas que la mala alimentación es un factor pues determinante precisamente. El presidente Felipe Calderón iniciará este lunes una gira de trabajo por Estados Unidos en donde se va a reunir con su homólogo George Bush y el primer ministro de Canadá Stephen Harper. El próximo 24 de abril, organizaciones de la Iglesia Católica efectuarán una jornada de oración, esto en el Monumento a la Madre, para pedir por el eterno descanso de los niños que han sido abortados a un año de la despenalización de esta práctica aquí en el Distrito Federal. Un predio irregular en el que se asentaba casi una decena de viviendas construidas de manera improvisada con madera y cartón en el barrio de Tepito fue consumido por un incendio durante la madrugada. Milicianos hicieron estallar este lunes explosivos en otros 2 oleoductos en el sur de Nigeria.
Reformas a la ley de establecimientos mercantiles, las cuales también permitirían, por otro lado, consumir cerveza hasta en las fondas o en los pequeños restaurantes. El diputado Isaías Villa González, integrante de la Comisión de Gobierno de la Asamblea Legislativa, informó que este lunes iniciarán las mesas de trabajo con autoridades delegacionales y representantes de los sectores productivos como la Cámara Nacional de la Industria Restaurantera y con el Instituto para la Protección de la Propiedad Intelectual y de Comercio. Las reformas y adiciones a la Ley de Funcionamiento de Establecimientos Mercantiles permitirían en primera instancia combatir la piratería y el contrabando.
Aquellos negocios establecidos que se detecte la venta, renta o almacén de insumos de materias primas para la fabricación de productos piratas. La autoridad local, en su actividad de verificación, podrá llevar a cabo clausuras permanentes.
Aunque la persecución del delito de piratería es de competencia federal, se pretende que las autoridades locales inicien labores de verificación solo en negocios establecidos y en caso de detectar artículos o materiales para la elaboración de piratería, clausurar y posteriormente dar vista a la PGR. Lo anterior debido a las cifras alarmantes que se tienen en cuestión de piratería, ya que 8 de cada 10 películas que se venden en la capital del país son piratas. 7 de cada 10 discos compactos también lo son. 2 de cada...
You know, that thing was so weird, and it was almost as if the camera couldn't really capture it, but it was trying to, and like it knew, like maybe it's like some form of camouflage. And it also at the same time reminded me of that strange diamond bright orange UFO from Serbia where the kid starts freaking out and cursing. I don't know if you guys remember that video, but that's what it reminds me of, and I just think it's so fascinating because that's one of the UFOs that really makes you wonder, like, okay, there's like the extraterrestrial, possibly flying saucers, right? And there's what the people call plasmoids, but this genuinely looks like something that could be considered interdimensional, even with the way that it had like the doubling effect. Like, bruh, what's happening in our skies?
Y'all, this has been absolutely fascinating. I hope that you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on that last one. What was it dropping off? Guys, if you made it this far, smash like. I'll see you in the next video.